Guys, can you even believe what we just witnessed on our screens? I am literally still picking my jaw up off the floor. The Stefan and DiMera will reading was already shaping up to be a total, unmitigated circus. We had the always glamorous Anna DiMera warning Tony that inheriting anything from Stefano's estate is a cursed endeavor, and we know our fierce queen Gabi Hernandez was waiting in the wings to crash the party. But then, the unthinkable happened. Right after the will was read, the secret door in the DiMera living room creaked open. And, let me tell you, there was no dream sequence. There was no shadowy tease, no hallucination, and no trick of the light. Lexie Crawford, played by the absolutely stunning Nikki Crawford, walked right through that door in the flesh. Everyone in the room saw her. It was pure, unadulterated resurrection chaos. Let's be real for a second. Longtime fans know exactly how massive this is. Lexie Carver has been presumed dead since Haingen Lair, Muay Hai. She passed away from a tragic, inoperable brain tumor, leaving Abe Carver and a young Thao absolutely devastated. The emotional weight of this legacy character returning to the canvas cannot be overstated. Think about poor Tho. He has been harboring this agonizing secret for weeks, carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders, seeking therapy from Marlena just to cope with the anxiety of his mother being secretly kept alive in EJ's creepy basement. And now, the secret is officially out. The entire DiMera family, and soon all of Salem, will know that EJ has been playing God. But here's the kicker. EJ isn't just playing God with Lexie. In a moment of pure, arrogant madness, EJ dropped a bombshell that changes the entire landscape of Days of Our Lives. He casually revealed that there are more patients awaiting testing in his bizarre underground medical facility. More patients. Are you kidding me? EJ is sitting on a literal gold mine of dead Salemites, treating them like his own personal science experiments. This completely shifts the narrative. Suddenly, the idea that Abigail, Stefan, or Jake could be secretly preserved on ice doesn't sound so impossible anymore. It sounds like exactly the kind of twisted, megalomaniacal plot a DiMera would pull. But let me tell you, I think EJ is in way over his head. I have to say it, and you all know I'm right because this is the Chad DiMera channel. EJ is an absolute disaster of a human being. He is acting completely on emotion, throwing his weight around, and threatening Kristen while completely ignoring the fact that his own house is on fire. Meanwhile, my guy Chad is out here trying to be a good father to Thomas and Charlotte. Chad is the true moral center of the DiMera family right now. He just returned to Salem. He's dealing with the intense, awkward tension with Cat Green, and he is trying to protect his kids from the toxic DiMera fallout. EJ thinks he is the second coming of Stefano, but he's just a desperate man losing control of his own experiments. Chad would never be this reckless. Chad respects life. EJ only respects power. And you won't believe who the real threat is in all of this. It isn't EJ. It's Rita. Yes, Rita. The smiling, seemingly harmless office manager of this sci-fi nightmare. Now that Lexie has revealed herself publicly, Rita is suddenly the most dangerous person in Salem. Why? Because she knows exactly how the resurrection machine works. She knows where the bodies are buried, literally and figuratively. While EJ is throwing emotional temper tantrums and screaming at Kristen about Johnny's fiery attack, Rita is calm. She adapts. She cleans up EJ's messes. She probably waters the office plants before casually adjusting the life support on a resurrected legacy character. Salem has always had its share of criminal masterminds, from Stefano to Victor, but Rita is turning into something entirely different. She is the terrifying banality of evil. EJ is a hothead who operates on fury and ego, but Rita operates on cold, calculated efficiency. If EJ isn't careful, Rita could easily hijack this entire operation. She understands the mechanics of the resurrection process better than anyone else in that room. What happens when the smiling assistant decides she wants to be the boss? I'm telling you, Rita is going to be the ultimate wild card in this May Sweeps storyline. So let's get into the absolute meat of this breaking news. Who are these other patients EJ is hiding? What do you guys think? Is he lying again, or is there a familiar face waiting in the wings? My mind immediately goes to the absolute love of Chad's life, Abigail Devereaux's DiMera. I know. The showrunners and the rumor mill have heavily implied that the door to Abigail's return is firmly closed. They brought in Annalyn McCord as Cat Green, who literally masqueraded as a resurrected Abigail, causing massive psychological trauma for little Thomas DiMera. They even recast Chad with Connor Floyd, setting up a fresh start and a spicy new dynamic with Cat. But come on, this is days of our lives. A closed door is just an open invitation to kick it down. Just imagine the sheer psychological warfare if Abigail is in one of those pots. Connect this to the show's rich lore. Abigail was brutally murdered by the terrifying Clyde Weston. Chad's entire arc for the last few years has been defined by his crushing grief and his desperate fight to keep his kids safe from the darkness of Salem. He literally just signed away his right to date Cat Green to settle a bitter custody dispute with Jack and Jennifer Devereaux. He sacrificed his own happiness for Thomas and Charlotte. Now, imagine EJ, in all his smug glory, rolling out a resurrected Abigail. It would completely shatter Chad's reality. Would it be the real Abigail? Would it be a brainwashed clone? The emotional whiplash for Chad and the kids would be absolutely phenomenal television. I am passionately defending Chad here. If EJ has been hiding Abby all this time while watching his brother suffer, Chad has every right to burn the DiMera mansion to the ground. And think about the irony with Cat Green. Cat is currently playing a highly dangerous game of espionage, spying on EJ's medical mysteries for Police Commissioner Rafe Hernandez. She's even relying on the notoriously untrustworthy Leo Stark for cover. If Cat stumbles upon Abigail's pod while snooping around for Rafe, the irony would be absolutely staggering. The woman who faked being Abigail, finding the real Abigail. That is the kind of slow burn, high stakes drama that makes this soap opera legendary. But wait, let's pivot to another massive possibility. What if the patient is Stefan DiMera? We know Gabi Hernandez is currently plotting the ultimate corporate coup. She is literally preparing to crash this very will reading to announce that she is Stefan's legal widow, not his ex-wife. Philip Kyriakis just took a mystery trip across the pond to Stefan's old stomping grounds in the UK, digging up pristine handwriting samples from when Stefan was at boarding school as Sam Maitland. Gabi is about to use that evidence to prove her divorce papers were forged, completely blindsiding a smug EJ and stealing his piece of the DiMera pie. Now imagine the absolute chaos if EJ knows Gabi is making this play, and his trump card is that Stefan isn't even dead. Brandon Barash is a phenomenal actor, and having Stefan wake up right as Gabi claims his shares would be the ultimate plot twist. Stefan has died before. Remember when his heart supposedly went to Brady Black? Then Dr. Rolf worked his magic. If EJ has Stefan on ice, it changes the entire power dynamic of the DiMera board. EJ might be holding Stefan hostage to force Gabi into submission. But I'm telling you, it's definitely a mistake to underestimate Gabi Hernandez. If she finds out EJ is experimenting on her true love, she won't just take his shares, she will take his life. And we can't forget about the other twin, Jake DiMera, the mechanic turned corporate CEO. Jake was a massive fan favorite, gritty, street smart contrast to the polished DiMera elite. He died tragically, leaving Gabi heartbroken before Stefan's miraculous return. Could EJ be preserving Jake? Why would EJ want Jake back? Perhaps EJ sees Jake as a more malleable ally than Stefan. Jake never fully embraced the dark, ruthless DiMera legacy in the way Stefan or EJ did. If EJ resurrects Jake, he might try to brainwash him into being the perfect, obedient DiMera soldier. But let's be real, Jake has too much fight in him for that to work. We absolutely have to connect this back to the grand lore of Salem. This entire underground medical facility screams of Dr. Wilhelm Rolf's legacy. Remember the infamous warehouse in Nashville? The one that exploded where we found out EJ, Jack, Tony, and Ava were all being kept alive? EJ is basically recreating the Nashville warehouse right under our noses in Salem. But EJ is not Dr. Rolf, and he is certainly not Stefano. He lacks the meticulous patience required for these resurrections. That is exactly why Rita is so terrifying. Rita represents the cold, clinical evolution of Rolf's mad science. EJ is using these resurrections as a power play, a way to stroke his own massive ego. Rita is treating it like a standard operating procedure. While EJ is busy playing Frankenstein in the basement, his own sister Kristen is spiraling into a terrifying psychological breakdown upstairs. She is literally having blood-soaked nightmares of Sophia Choi, the teenager she brutally bashed with a rock. EJ is threatening to kill Kristen if he finds out she hurt Johnny, and meanwhile, Lexie is just casually strolling through the living room. The DiMera mansion is a complete madhouse right now, and I am here for every single second of it. So, what do you guys think? Is Abigail waiting in that underground lab, ready to turn Chad's world upside down? Is Stefan about to wake up and help Gabi destroy EJ's corporate dreams? Or is Rita gonna pull the ultimate double cross and take over the entire operation herself? Drop your wildest fan theories in the comments below. I want to hear every single prediction you have. And remember, no matter what happens, we are always Team Chad on this channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update from the Chad DiMera channel. Until next time, stay safe, Salemites, and keep watching The Hourglass.